Let's wait to have some participants on here, then we can begin the topic for today. So I haven't really thought of, I haven't really braced myself enough to host a live session for a while now, especially on a topic like this. But I feel like it is long overdue. I feel like it is way long overdue. So, this also is very, very um, inclined for the fact that it's going to be for content purposes too. And I like to make sure that I keep my people on the loop. And this is part of what's going on behind the curtains, which is this live session. Yeah. So, first of all, if you are new to numerology, which is what we are going to be having live sessions on from now on, numerology is an esoteric science used to discover the archetype, to dig into the archetype of the human, and it was discovered by Pythagoras. Pythagoras, yeah, the same Pythagoras that you and I know, the Pythagoras that discovered the Pythagoras theorem. Normally in school, they won't tell you that he found something way deeper than the regular theorem of mathematics. And that is part of the things that we are going to be discussing tonight, which is numerology. Now, first of all, like I like to say it, every human being is built with their own special abilities, right? You are who you are for a special reason, and there are different kind of characteristics and makeups that forms up the archetype of the person you are. Now, what numerology does is that it helps us to discover this archetype of who a person is through mathematics. And there's a saying that says that mathematics is the language of the universe. It is the occult science that the ancient masters use in finding the depth of the human. Regularly, this ain't for common people, like I said earlier, but the ones that understands it, and they fucking know how to use it and use it well even. So now, there are particular numbers in numerology which are from number 1 to number 9, and also master numbers 11, 22, and 33. But like we always like to say that 11 and 22 and 33 are master numbers, they still double down to a particular number, which is 11 doubling down to 2, and 33 doubling down to 6, and 22 doubling down to 4. So it is still broken down under the basic numbers, which are 1 to 9. And you see, you that you are watching this video right now, you belong to one of these numbers right here. It's either you fall into this, you fall into this, or you fall into this. And now, if you notice that I sort of spaced these numbers in 3 different ways. Yeah, I did that intentionally because in numerology also, especially in professional numerology, there's something we call concord and discord. Now, concord means that if your life path number falls under the same bracket with this set of people, right, that carry this same life path number, if you have a life path number that falls under this bracket, that means if you meet those people, you are likely to have a level of inclination with them, or someone that carries the archetype of any of these numbers. You are able to have a soft ground that you guys build your relationships on. But if you meet people that are of other number groups, like a person that is 6 meets a person that is 2, there can be like some alterations and also altercations. Same with someone that is 4 meeting someone that is 7. It's not like they ain't going to have a relationship that's going to be beneficial for both of them, but they are not going to start on that kind of soft landing compared to someone that they are in the same bracket. Right. So that's where concord and discord comes in. Meaning, if you are in the same bracket with a particular person, you start on the concord. If you are on opposite bracket to a person, you are on discord. So now, as you are watching this live right there, you have a particular life path number. I've done several videos on how to calculate your life path numbers. You can check in my catalog and you see them. But I'm going to brief it again. And the way you get to the root of your life path number is calculating all your date of birth numbers together. Then the result that you get is your life path number. All your date of birth numbers, calculating everything together. Then you deduce them to just one number. The last number that you deduce them to, that's your life path number. Now, after you do this calculation, your result has to fall in one of these numbers here. It has to fall into one of these numbers here. And previously, earlier this week, I had promised that I'm going to be doing a live numerology reading free of charge for a person on any of the live sessions, either from Instagram or from TikTok. So if anyone on here wishes to have their life path number read and a brief chart of their life path number and also their archetype read on the board, signify I'm going to make a chance to do that if it is aligned, right? If it is aligned. So yeah, before we get onto that, let me just briefly explain what these archetypes carry, the energy that they carry, and why these people that are together like this, they are similar with each other. Now let's start with the people that are from the odd numbers of the one archetype. First, I'll start with life path 1. Life path 1, or the number 1, numerologically carries the energy of pushing, going, dipping into something deeply, going ahead into life and starting, even when nobody is doing it yet. The creator, the inventor, that's the number of 1. That's why many people that you see that they are life path 1, they are mostly individual thinkers, they are leaders, they are people that take initiatives, because that's the energy of 1. Then when we move to 2 and when we move to 5, I'm not going to be doing it like this, I'm going to be doing it like this, so you understand the correlation between all of these numbers. When we move to 5 is the energy of freedom. It carries the energy of freedom, it carries the energy of life, it carries the energy of reaching out, right? Not being tied in one position, trying new things, spontaneity. Those are the things that the energy of 5 carries. Then when we move to the energy of 7, energy of 7 carries the energy of the mind. It is 7 that simplifies the saying that says mind over matter. 7 is always deeper in the area of the mind than in the area of matter. The number of 7 carries the energy of solitude. It carries the energy of knowledge and wisdom. It carries the energy of inner knowing. It is the number of the spiritual. Right? Now, this is the interesting part, guys. This is the interesting part. You see, what I just explained about all these numbers right here, if you've been following, you are going to see like a connection in between them. And what is the connection? The connection is that there is a certain kind of underlying energy with these particular numbers that connects them together. I said 1 is the energy of going into the world, doing things, creativity, leadership. Then 5 is the energy of freedom. Then 7 is the energy of the mental. Are you seeing the correlation? The correlation says that these people, they are always doers. They are always on the move. They are always active. They are always making something happen. Because as a 1, you don't just move into the world or be creative or be a leader or have a deep sense of initiative if you don't have this energy of freedom and if you don't have this energy of intuition and mental reasoning. As a 5 also, you cannot just be a lover of freedom and also a person that is always spontaneous into life, and that spontaneity works for them 90% of the time without having the gift of intuition and also embracing the energy of diving into things directly without looking back. Then as a 7 also, one funny thing and also one profound thing that makes this to be very, very aligned is because sevens are also people that get things done, right? They get things done, and they are also thinkers. Hence, they are able to use their initiative, and they are also able to use their mind to create things into the physical realm from the spiritual realm. Then also there are people that value freedom a lot. A seven doesn't want to be disturbed. It doesn't. A seven doesn't want to be stressed. That's why they are always in their shell. That's why they are always valuing solitude. Because if you live in the mental realm, hardly will the physical realm impress you. You are always all about something that stimulates the mind. Now, let's move to the two, which is the concord of the two archetype. The number of the two, this two right here, the number of the two is the energy that works with the number two is the moon, right? And as the moon is the energy that works with the energy of two, it helps to be able to have a deep correlation with emotion. Hence, why these people, because these people have deep correlation with emotion, they are able to use it to connect to the emotional part of other people. And two are mostly people that are good in diplomacy. Hence, they are able to correlate things that are unable to be correlated. They are able to correlate people that are unable to be correlated. And also, two is the energy, carries the energy of collaboration, right? So now, moving from two down to four, these ones are the ones that carries the energy of work. That's why most four people that you see, they are mostly workaholics, because the energy of four say that get things done, right? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Building things, building things, and all of these things is in the physical realm, right? There are always people that are good with handling people when it comes to business. When it comes to getting their way, they know how to, I wouldn't say the word manipulate, but they know how to find their way with people. They have people skills. Now let's come to the energy of eight. These ones are the achievers, right? They are the ones that are the masters of the physical world. Yeah, they are the ones that knows how to put two to two together. They are the resourceful ones. They are the ones that has the kind of trade that takes plenty people together to put something to them and get a way out of that process. Eight are the ones that are called the executives, right? And you cannot beat this also if you don't have people skills. Hence why these ones, they are able to handle people more, right? Because you are a two, the emotional part of you and also the diplomacy and also the collaboration helps you. And a four, why they correlate with the two is because the four also makes uses of their skills to work with people to get a result, mostly financial results or whatsoever kind of results that benefits them, right? And coming to eight that does it in a larger way, just basically what two and four does, eight does it in a larger way and get larger results. So hence you see how all of this correlates together. Now let's move to the third archetype, which is the energy of the three. Three is the energy of balance, is the energy of the Trinity, right? Is the epitome of the God energy, right? And because of this, three is able to tap deep into the divine state that a human has, right? Because we all carry that divine energy inside of us. And threes are people that easily tap into that state to be able to get things done. That's why they are madly creative, they are madly talented, they are madly artistic, right? And three also has the gift of channeling, right? This carries the energy of the cosmos. Now let's move to 6. Remember the other time from the beginning of this video I said 6 is the lower deduction of the energy 33, and 33 is a master number. And what does the energy of 33 contain? What is the container of the 33 master number? It's basically the archetype of the shaman, is the archetype of the spiritual leader, is the archetype of the mystic. It is the archetype of the one that embodies the the magical part of the universe and are able to bring forth the that energy into the physical realm and do something with it. Right? That's the energy of 6. And also people that are lightly just 6, they are deeply able to manipulate emotions. So people that are 6, they are emotionally intelligent, and many 6s tend to go on the road of using that emotional understanding and the mastering of emotion to manipulate. But mainly 6 emotion, and also the connection to the cosmos, like I said. And when we come to the energy of 9, 9 is the I think the chief most the highest and the most toughest level of emotional what's the word, emotional, I don't want to use the word manipulation, let me say emotional craft. Yeah, because 9s are naturally empaths. You are feeling something, a 9 feels it. In fact, if you are feeling something and you are acting in a different way, I don't want to say what you are feeling, a 9 already knows what you want to say. Right? A 9 reads energy before words. 9 is the energy of carries the energy of divine humanity, because 9 is able to 9 is able to see and feel that, that term that we say we are one is all. 9s are able to do that perfectly. So now you see all of this still falls in the under the bracket of emotion, this and this. Because as a 3, you need emotion to be able to tap into that state of balance and trinity to get to the creative flow states. And also you need emotion, and also you need you definitely all of this leads you to be an empath. Also a 6 is also able to draw. That's why most of these people, they are master artists. They are always great artists. Why? Because without emotional alignment, you cannot make sublime art, you cannot make divine art, you cannot make profound art. So definitely as an artist, you need to be able to tap into the world of emotion. That's why these people, they are liable to be artistic easily, and also liable to be fluid in their way of life. So, and in 9 also carries all of this archetype easily. Now you see the correlation between this. So that's why the concords are not just a mistake. You see, that's why numbers are so freaking mysterious, because the more you dive into the world of numbers, the more you see things that you can't explain, things that you never knew that was there. Do you know that through numbers you can be able to quantify some unseen circumstances and situations in the universe, unseen happenings that you never know, and you can also be able to use it to predict. But on a random, this isn't available to just anyone. That's why it is esoteric science. That's why it is occult knowledge. That's why it is not something that the masses can touch, because not everybody can dive into the world of the esoteric and the mysterious. So before we go off, like I promised, if anybody wants me to do a short chart of their life path for free right now, because this I charge for. this is what part of what I do, let me know and I go ahead to do that right now on the board before this live goes off, because very soon this live is going to be going off. And until next week for another one. So if anyone wants their live chat to be drawn out, let me know right now before this live goes off. And like I said earlier on, these lives are going to be coming mostly for content purposes, but also for the benefits of the people that are going to be joining these live sessions, both on Instagram and on TikTok. And I promise you, I know I have been promising a long time in the past about the consistency of these live sessions, but now I won't say that, oh, it's all going to change, everything's going to be different now, but just watch this space. That's all I have to say. Just watch this space. So before we go off, anybody, their live session, their live part number before I leave. And yeah, there are still some things on the side that are going to be unveiled, you know. So like I said, watch this space. There's some things that are going to be unveiled. Not now though, but subsequently, they are going to be coming on. And I tell you, the world of numbers is, oh my God, it's very, very interesting, especially for the likes of people that enjoys things that stimulates their mind, that pushes their mind to the edge. Oh, you're gonna fucking love numerology so much, so much. And for the ones that doesn't really know, but also are curious about what I do. So what I do is holistic therapy, which is the alignment of the mind, the body, and the soul. So it is similar to the traditional therapy, but it is different in terms that it is holistic. Traditional therapy focuses on the psychological well-being, then extrapolates that to the physical well-being. But holistic therapy doesn't work like that. It starts from the spiritual well-being first. That's where esoteric science like this, that's where tools like this, because this right here is a tool. That's where tools like this comes into usage. Then through tools like this, we are able to decipher the archetype of a person. And this is not new. It has always been used way back in history. In fact, some of the main giants and pioneers in the psychological worlds, in the world of psychology, let me just put it like that, in the world of psychology that propels everything that is being done in the world of what's the name, traditional therapy and psychotic therapy, the likes of Carl Jung. These people have been using esoteric science to dive into the archetype of the human. If anyone knows about Carl Jung here, you can study his works. You are going to see that he never shies away from the spiritual, from the mysterious, from the occult. Why? Because I tell you, the only thing that divides the truly powerful and successful and the masters of this world to the masses is just information. There are some things that they know that the masses doesn't know. All right. So this man also dives into the archetype of the human using different kind of esoteric science. Diving into the shadow of a human, seeing the animals and the animals. So I fancy their work so much. So that's why I say things like this are not new. Numerology helps to decipher the archetype of a person. So first of all, when your archetype has been deciphered and it is saying that, okay, this is the kind of archetype that this person carries, because I tell you, we are not all built the same. We are built differently. Then from there, we now move down to the psychological part, where also I like to infuse some psychology of Sigmund Freud and also mainly Carl Jung, and also some psychology of Alfred Adler, and we dive into the childhood coming forth. Then we dive into the shadow also, saying traumas and all of these things that might have caused limiting beliefs or whatsoever thing that a person might want to heal or they are working on. Then we now come down to also the psychology of Alfred Adler that talks about teleology and ideology, and how you can let the past be in the past and your past not control you in the present. Then once we use all of these tools for the psychological well-being, then we move to the physical, whereby, oh, these are the kind of practices and the kind of lifestyle to adhere to. These are the kind of habits to, you know, to take on. Then even kind of plant medicines and also natural holistic way of natural wellness needs that a person could use to empower themselves. And we even dive into the usage of sacred plant medicine sometimes if needed. So that is the beauty of holistic therapy. Regular therapy will never do that. The traditional therapy will never do that. But holistic therapy does all of this. And there's no how you go through all of this process and you don't become different from when you start. In fact, I even tell some clients that if you go through my process of service and you don't get a result, I'm ready to refund you. I derive joy from implementing all of these practices to get results, and it's something that I've been doing for years. So if anybody wants to tap into this, and also I do teaching, not only consultations, I do teaching and also mentorship. Then I offer workshops also, whereby I don't just pour into people or put them through these processes to become whole. I also teach how you can do it by yourself. Teach you the basis of numerology and the esoteric science that you can use, not only in numerology and also astrology. Then dive into the world of psychology, teach you essential things that you can take and use, right? Then also dive into the world of physical wellness and the kind of things that you can adhere to, the kind of things that you can use that gives you instant result for whatever you are trying to reach. And tell me how you are not going to be empowered and also start to live the kind of life that you really want to live, or heal yourself of anything that might be holding you back from being a whole or being as much as you want to be in the moment. So yeah, I believe I have done enough explanation, and I believe this session has touched whoever and however way between the last few moments that we have embarked on it. So I'll be welcoming any question from anyone before this live goes off, because it's going to be going off in the next few minutes, and we meet again by next week. Though it might not be Sunday, but of course it's very liable to be Sunday, strongly liable to be Sunday. But if it's not going to be Sunday, it's going to be communicated. But I tell you, we are going to meet again next week and commune under the umbrella of knowledge and wisdom. So, any question before I go, guys? From TikTok, from Instagram, any question? Any question from anyone? Okay, yeah. Then that will be the end of the live today. Thank you, everyone that joined. Love you. Stay wise. OT.